Hello everyone, welcome back to Game 2 here at the Hive in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand. I'm your host Bryce Rouse, alongside me Matt Whiffen. The Swarm won a 10-0 game yesterday. Dunedin obviously looking to bounce back, but what we'll quickly do is do a little bit of a time warp and check out the highlights from last night's game.
Early on and then get into the game.
So we're underway here in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand. Trying to find, here's the panic. Try to go past Shuck, but no one was on the back post.
He just lost the handle in front.
He scores! Pettis, the panic, with a nice pass to the slot area from Kozak.
Yeah, he would be disappointed he couldn't tuck one home the first time he had a chance, but kept his ground in front of the net and put it home.
And a slipping Thunder player knocks over a Swan player, rebound, scores! Koptev on the loose puck and goes over and gives his mum a hug through the glass.
Yeah, she's over there jumping for joy. A young line for the Swarm comes up, good here.
Kozak with it, he loses his grip. And here comes Flight.
Chance for Jackson Flight with
2-on-1.
Enright.
Enright shoots and a Kennedy save.
God, what a time to get on the board there. Short-handed would have looked really nice. Matt Enright given a great chance in front of the net by Jackson Flight. But it's Kennedy. Alice was just out of the box. Couldn't collect the bouncing pass up the ice. Whoa!
Kennedy with a dangle almost got caught in no man's land there. Dismal ice cut here, Matt.
It's better than some, but yeah, the ice could be a little smoother for these players. They want to make those flat passes in proper pronunciation.
At least they do know we do try our best, as the panic finds Kozak, a shot on and just missed. As Atwell's out of the box, jumps on straight with his line. The panic finds McDonald, score!
What a beautiful pass.
And we'll see here on the George FM replay, Pettis the panic finding Ryan McDonald at the back post, and he just taps it home past Shuck. Thunder will gain the zone. Here's Enright, goes past Thula, almost still with it, just lost it though. A shot there from Stiley, just wide. And the penalty time is expired, so we're back to even strength as Polozov's going to come the other way for the Swarm. He's got Pryor going in the net. Finds Stepanek. Here's Stepanek, shoots off the post. Wow. That was a rip if I've ever seen one. Thought someone was at the back net. No one was there as Stepanek was pinching in. Looks like a power play here, but it's not. Stepanek with a shot and a goal!
Shuck just couldn't get enough of that puck. And you're right, it looked like a power play.
And Stepanek getting a quick shot off and just trickling past Shuck. Have a little collision. And a shot on. It's not loose. Kennedy has covered it up. Sandoy again, once again throwing mitts after the whistle. We might get a penalty. Vordanov will turn out of the zone. Here's Jonsson. He's got Thula, of all people, crash in the net. Johnson with it. Vordanov. Shuck with a huge stick save there to deny Vordanov.
He really came across there to deny that goal. I thought that was going to be going in.
As Ellis will have it, try to find Enright. They've got a man in the slot.
Oh, pass to the backhand of Flight.
Here's Allen with a redirect off the crossbar. Sandoy tried to give it to Dalmatau, but unable to control that. Polozov's with it. Smearing past to Dalmatau, trying to get a shot off. Puck's loose. Luke Simon keeps that in. Redirect, scores! Must have come off Dalmatau. And he'll get his gold here tonight.
Yeah, nice shot along the ice. Can hit anything on the way, and then one. Tough to see who got a tip on it, but like you say, Dalmatau was the one celebrating, so.
He'll give it over to Simon. He just puts that on to the stick of Josh Dean. and it scores. It's Wimmer.
What a nice shot there. Just found himself in the middle of the ice. And he fired this one up over the blocker of Shuck. Up high into the corner. Beautiful goal. Yes, it's called a blank.
Oh, yep.
He's blanked them.
Camping with the puck down in his zone, gives it over to Ryan McDonald. Here's Thula. Finds Atwell on the far side with a bit of pace. Shot on and a stick save there from Shuck. Quick shot from Peter Stepanek. Shuck had to get over and make a save as that was a bit of a rocket there, Matt.
Yeah.
Slight finds Chalonor.
No way, seen as a swarm bent the
Goes
back of the
centering
puck.
past Atwell, he scores.
Nice play from behind the net there. Great effort to negate the icing as well.
Just goes round the back of the net, past it to Atwell all alone in the slot, and he just puts that above the glove of Shuck.
On their skates, which is hugely important. Skating is, it's the base skill you need in ice hockey, and they look sharp as.
Absolutely, as Lewis puts a shot on, glove saved by Kennedy.
Oh,
Ellis tried to go on the backhand, but
he had a wide open net too.
couldn't put it home. Tried to give it to Aguirre, but just in front of his stick. Blair trying to step in, but doesn't get anything on it really, as Koptev will put a shot on, a rebound in front. Here's Steen, he scores!
That's what you get for going hard to the net. Steen just follows up and the rebound goes right to his stick.
And
Toby Shuck unable to control the rebound.
Just bang it in deep. Blair's there. Puts on a nice little fake to get past Atwell. But Stepanek turns it over. Here's Kozak all alone, scores!
And there it is again, that man in front of the net. He's just got no one on him.
A good pass here on the near side of Kozak. Atwell's going far post. Gets a redirect, but puts it wide. Here's Stepanek going in front.
Whoa.
Oh, Atwell just missed on it.
Just fanned on it.
But breaks his stick as he got it caught in between Ryor as Kozak's going to the net. Here's Stepanek.
Oh, great save.
Save
Sharp.
of the day there, Shuck.
Stepanek just waited and waited and waited.
And there's Stepanek, he scores.
Well, you can't keep him off the score sheet. That's another hat trick for Stepanek.
It's going to wind down time. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Kennedy gets a shutout, and he absolutely deserves one after his performance last Saturday. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the highlights from last night's game. I sure did.
Not so much this end. A 10-0 loss for Phoenix Thunder. Swarm played amazingly well on the back of a shutout to Matt Kennedy, who's going to get the start again tonight.
Yeah, which is, I thought they might mix it up a little bit, but getting them back in there, he's hot at the moment, so why not put him back in there? Hopefully try get another shutout. Game hasn't started yet, so we can say that word.
Can you say it so early? give him the best, eh?
After the puck drops, you definitely can't. But the Dunedin Thunder just couldn't really get anything going last night. The breakout passes were just not there. They weren't finding their men tape to tape, and obviously leaving a guy out in the slot area, that's going to hurt you all day long.
Yeah. And man in the slot all the time uncovered is just not really great coverage. And I think the coach Guillaume's talked about that. He said we've got to work harder on that. It's things that they want to improve on for sure. Travel day when they come up here on the plane, it makes it tough. They were playing short, only 2 lines with a couple of extras. Tonight they come back with 3 full lines. Ian Ordis has travelled up today, so hopefully that extra man just makes it a little bit easier on their legs for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they've actually got Ian Orders out there tonight as well that I see, so a good addition. Also, the Swarm do have Stephen Mawson back from suspension, so he did miss 2 games. He's back in the action tonight, Mr. Aquaman himself.
Yes, Aquaman. I haven't heard that name before, but that's appropriate. He's got the long locks.
Yeah, Matt, you'd think if the Thunder are going to have any chance of winning tonight, they really got to get a couple of early goals in this opening period to really start the game off strong. If they can't do that, it's going to be another long day, I think.
Yeah, another word that's coming out of the mouth of Coach Guillaume Leclanche is intensity. You know, if you haven't quite got the high skill level of the opposite team, you know, you've got to come at them hard with intensity, you know, and fight harder for those pucks along the boards, in the corners. That can be something that changes the game. Thunder had some chances last night in that first period. It was only 2-0 after that 21st 20, and I counted at least 2 chances that they could have put in a goal or two. So if they want to have a chance tonight, bury those times, bury those chances when you get them.
Absolutely. As the two teams are having their huddles around the goal areas, the Zebras are having a little coffee over the other side of the ice.
I could do with one of those.
Absolutely.
I tell you what, last night there's some good news coming out of the Swarm camp with their young players. That fourth line, they had 3 goal scorers getting their first NZIHL goal. And in this league, when you're scoring them, they're young, hey, the future's looking bright, eh?
Absolutely. As the head ref, Tyler Hasselmore, will get us underway here in the opening period of Game 2 here on the Sunday at the Hive here in Botany, East Auckland.
I've never been to this rink before.
Stepanek has a quick shot on from Kozak. Almost could have been a really early goal there, Matt.
Yeah, 14 seconds in. Could have been a nightmare start for the visiting Phoenix Thunder.
Absolutely, and that line, first line for the Swarm has been absolutely red hot so far this season.
Yep, Stepanek and Atwell racking up points last night. And Kozak as well. They had a combined 13 points last night.
Wow. That is quite a lot of points for a game of hockey and for a line.
Yeah, well, 10 goals, those numbers are going to be high. But there, you can't keep those guys out of the play at the moment. They're just fire.
Stepanek's going to gain the zone for the Swarm. He puts it on net, but no one able to get a stick on that. Voronov will dump it in deep, but Wanfer will be onto that. Enright gets the puck batted off his stick from Hopkinson and batted in deep. Wanford there to play it over to Lilly. Almost stolen there by Jonsson. Lewis will get the puck out there, but only as far as Tula, who gives it to Hopkinson, who gives it to Mawson. I'm sure Mawson's on his best behaviour tonight.
Yep, he'll be minding his hands.
As Lewis will give that up for Ian Orders, but that's in front of his stick. So early signs that the passes aren't going to the tape yet here for the Thunder. As Jonsson's going to have a scoring chance here. Shoots on, but the goalie sees that all the way.
Yeah, Jonsson put the burners on there, went around slightly and tried to go 5-hole, but James Moore able to cover that one up nicely. You're right about the passes. It's certainly something that I mentioned yesterday. They struggled down in Dunedin against the Stampede, and tonight, you know, they really got to get those passes to click if they want to get something going against the Swarm team.
As Dalmatow's out there for the Swarm alongside Polozov and Marcus McDonald. A couple of young phenoms with an experienced Estonian. As Stitley will just bang that around for Tyon. Unable to clear the zone, other Thunder as Polozov keeps it in. Look for a little bit of a battle there for the puck. Finally comes out. As Challoner just couldn't find a pass up to Tyon. And McDonald will bat that in. Polozov given chase. Lilly is there first. Looks like he almost put a own shot on his net there.
It was pretty close, just at the outside of the net.
As Kozak's bullied off the puck by a couple of Thunder players. And we're going to get a tripping penalty here. It looks like Polozov's going to be in the naughty bin for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, hooked up the skates of Adam Stitley. This is a great opportunity here for the Phoenix Thunder to get one on the board and take a lead in this game.
Absolutely, and you'd think if they can get a couple of early goals, it could definitely change the complexity of this game.
It'll change the mindset of the Swarm, and that can be important. You know, mind games, one of the key elements of a sport. You know, sports science will tell you that. Everything's in the head.
Winford does well to keep that in as Enright will get it back once again. Here's Winford. He'll rip the shot on net. It was deflected. Another scoring opportunity there. Guire unable to... So that's Jackson Flight unable to get the rebound shot off.
Yeah, that shot from Winford took a deflection well out in front. So good to see them shooting from up high.
As Flight will steal that off Simon and put it in deep. Here's Winford. Gives it back to Enright. He'll rip a shot and good block there in the lane by Sandoy. Winford again. Shot goes into the corner. Thunder looking all right here on the power play.
Yeah, they're looking well. They've got the control. They're moving it around the outside. Low to high and getting those shots away. Just unlucky there for Matt Enright. Couldn't handle that pass.
And the Swarm will bat that one in deep. A couple of players will get a change.
I think they needed it. They're out there for a wee while on the penalty kill.
So 30 seconds remaining here on the power play for the Thunder. A couple of opportunities so far. As Orders will give it over to Tyon. Puck stolen there by Dalmatau. Quick shot on net, but Lily was in the lane of that.
Just a pass in front as they look to counter-attack up the middle.
As Ian Orders will just slow things down here for the Thunder. Man is out of the box, so we're back to even strength. I was actually having a look at some of the game last night on the stream, and it's definitely a lot faster when you're in the rink there, Matt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I always try and tell people if they've never come to a live ice hockey game, you've got to get along and get to close seats, you know. Makes everything seem a lot more faster, a lot harder. Those hits on the boards, they come to life.
Absolutely, as it is quite a wide ice rink. So it might look a little bit slow on the stream, but they are absolutely moving out there. As Lily will give that to Blair, but he's pressured by Stepanek. Trying to find a centering pass to Hopkinson, who just threw a backhand shot on net.
He's certainly one of the men that the Thunder will try and up their coverage on, Stepanek, but he's such a big unit. He can just lean on a player and then make a couple of steps to free himself.
As Ellis try to come through, Stepanek's going to steal the puck, turn it over. What can he do from here? Goes backhand, try to find a pass to Ryan McDonald, who was crashing the net. Didn't get through though. Good defensive play there from Blair, I think it was.
Yeah, Morgan Blair using all the length of his long arms and stick there to try and get that pass to miss its target.
And Canada's going to cover that up before anyone can pounce on that.
Just a little over 6 minutes gone in the period. The shots are low count on both sides. Swarm only with one, and Phoenix Thunder with Swarm with two, and Phoenix Thunder with one. Haven't really seen, apart from that first one from Stepanek early on in that 16-second mark, not too many open, clear chances for either team.
So line one is out there for the Swarm at the moment. Looking red hot to start this season. Good pass down to the left wing to Kozak, who should be able to get a shot off. The puck was bouncing though, unfortunately. Here's Stepanek. He shoots, and a big save there by Moore.
Fantastic. Moore saw the puck coming out in front of him, made himself large. As Stepanek out there in front again with no one on him. Wanford just managed to get a stick in the way of the shot, and James Moore with the save.
Yeah, those are definitely the type of saves they need more of.
Yeah. Yes, you are right there, Bryce.
As Mawson will quickly rip one on. As Steen almost had a chance as it came back off the boards. Another shot there from the point, blocked in front by Blair.
Mawson
So
firing
that's
them
Lily.
from back there, isn't he? Quite happy to load up the stick and send the puck in.
Yeah, he doesn't really have like an authentic slap shot style. It's more of a just little wind up and go. As Thunder going to get a shot off here, Tyon, but a good stick in the lane from Mawson.
Just one or two moves too much for Tyon there. Just needed to pull the trigger.
And there's Koptev coming down, trying to make a nuisance of himself.
He had Lily all over his back, but he kept the puck well.
And we see Sam Pillage out there now also for the Swarm. Hasn't played a National League game in over 6 years.
6 years. Well, I hope he's been playing the BHL.
He sure has, and he
Yeah.
absolutely tears it up in there.
How many times has he beaten you, Bryce?
Can't remember. I'm a bit of a stay-at-home defenseman as I have hands like a snake. So I can't really dangle too much. Definitely try to anyway.
Yeah, you've got to try. You might pull it off once in a while, and then you can really sort of talk it up.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
You see that move? There's like 3 or 4 stick handles in there. And really was only one.
Now it's really cool playing Summer League against a lot of the Swarm and Admiral boys. And everyone's mixed up too, you know, so they become pretty good mates with each other, even though we are crosstown rivals. It's a hate-love relationship.
Yeah, when you beat your rivals from across town, I'm sure it's a great day. You get to rub it in their faces.
Sometimes it's even probably better beating your winter teammates, right?
Yeah.
Bragging rights when you do get back into the locker rooms after a heavy off-season. Fryer was chasing in, a little bit of a collision there with Enright. Thunder trying to clear but unable to as Hopkinson's going to get a shot off and it scores!
That's a beautiful shot from Hopkinson.
Richie Hopkinson with a lovely wrist shot above the glove of Moore. As we see here on the George FM action replay.
Just picked up a loose puck and he was right in the slot there and he fired it over the glove of James Moore.
Talking about Summer League, Matt, I saw him do that about 13 times out of 20 games, I'd imagine.
Oh, yeah.
That style of goal.
Yeah.
Not to mention dig the goalie goals the other way.
Yeah, pulled it in nice and tight, changed the angle and then let him wrap with the flex. 1-0 Swarm. Just over 8 minutes gone in the first period. I see they've removed the shot from the Thunder. So
Dalmatel was thinking of a wraparound there. It's good to see those young guys actually being quite physical as well, you know. As Ellis is going to come the other way, having a chance, but goes crashing into the... Sorry, that's Lewis that goes crashing into the boards. Looks like he might not be all right.
Yeah, he could be either quite seriously injured or he's hit the boards and got himself winded. Kennedy was, I think he might have signaled to the referee about it because he was going over there to have a look.
I'm not sure if there was anything really in it. I think they just kind of got tied up.
Yeah, he was shooting through the middle of the ice with pace, trying to intersect between the two Swarm defenders. And, you know, when they're both trying to put the body on, you're going to get contact and you just lose your footing. And those boards are unforgiving.
They definitely are quite firm.
I don't think his legs went into the boards awkwardly or anything like that. It was certainly like his body, his torso connected, but trainers out there taking care of him, and he hasn't moved at all since hitting the boards, really. His mother, Jodie, will be at home with worry on her face, I imagine.
Well, we do have Colin Vanderven, one of the coaches for the Swarm. He is actually a chiropractor, so he would...
I hope he doesn't draw anything out on the ice just yet.
If there's anything done to the nervous system, he'd absolutely know about it.
Get him on a table first, please. I know the ice is it's good for the swelling. That first goal scored by Richie Hopkinson has been given assist to Paul Johnson and Robin Fortano. He's sitting up now, Lewis. Jack Lewis sitting up, so that's good signs. Just getting some attention from the medical trainers, checking things are still in working order. I would imagine after a hit like that, you might not return to the game. You'll definitely take the rest of the period off to rest up and get checked out.
He's back on his feet though now, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see. Looks like he just got winded really badly. Maybe...
He's skating without too much assistance, so hopefully it's a good sign, and he'll be able to just have a rest on the bench. Maybe come back later. He's not heading to the locker room.
No, he's a tough young man. Looks like he'll probably try see it out. Good to see him back on the bench with his teammates.
Yeah, he's a battler. He's a battler. He was telling me he's 85 kilos now, so he's been putting on the weight for someone who's about the same height as me. I'm almost there, but it's mainly out the front.
He's got his birthday also coming up. I think it's next Saturday.
He'll be 18, right? Is he?
Yes, he will be.
There you go.
Gotta go and enjoy a few beveraginos.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have been able to last night.
So we think.
I'm sure his mum would like to know he wasn't.
As Kozak steals that off Allen, he's going to come the other way. Here's Kozak and just misses on the far side.
But that funny bounce gives it right back to the Swarm.
As the Panic uses that big body well of his just to brush off a couple of guys throwing the bodies at him.
Yeah, just like swanning off a butterfly.
Mawson had a centering feed, got a shot off. Moore making a pretty good stop on that. Looks like Moore could be pretty locked in today. As Ellis will, another weird hop there off the Zamboni door.
Yeah, it's an awkward little door, that one.
He comes in right though. He's bullied off the puck by Stefan Tula.
Yeah, great defensive work there.
And Tula trying to show the moves as well, trying to go coast to coast.
Yeah, Blair had him lined up, but he put it through the skate.
As Ian Ordis is there for the Thunder, but he only gives it to Vordanov to find Jonsson on the far side. He'll just put it in deep. Andy Hay, the first man there. Good to see the not so young man working hard still. And no offside yet, as they did touch up.
A few blind passes from the Thunder, just not really looking at where they're going. They're just firing them up the ice or in behind, and just need to get their heads up, find out where the player is, and then fire that pass.
As Challoner gets a good breakout pass to Flight. Had Orders crashing the net.
Flight's got a trailer. Just had too much pressure on him there.
As Orders receives a hit there from Ryan McDonald, Sebastian Ong comes in to try give it back. As Montfort gives it over to Flight with a shot. Hit someone in front and went up into the upper netting. I'm pretty sure if they didn't hit someone there, Matt, that looked destined for the top left corner.
It was pretty close. Sebastian Ong there looking for the tip in front. A good period down low for the Dunedin Thunder there. They battled hard for the puck. And I don't know if they got a shot there or not. They've been counted, but they're certainly looking a little bit more active in the Swarm zone. I know it's a cliche, but players will always tell you if they're lacking goals, you know, got to take shots on net, and that's what Matt Enright told me. He just wants to get shots on net today.
As Polozov does a couple of dipsy doodles and gets past two men. Shot there from the point, redirected in front. Moore had to make a save on the play. As the puck's put back in deep, Polozov's there on the cycle. Still with it, the Swarm. As Wanford puts a good hit there on Polozov. Almost got a good holding call there, might have Polozov. But just let go quick enough.
You'll notice Wanford's back to playing his, oh, he's put in a big hit there and he's going to get called for it.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just saying he's just been put back on defense with the extra amount of in orders coming in. He gets to go back, play his natural position.
Yep, so Wanford's going to be in the box for a couple of minutes. So the Botany Swarm here on the power play.
Their first power play for tonight's game.
One thing the Swarm probably haven't done well so far this season is capitalise on those power play opportunities. It looks like they just want to score more goals with even strength, but
They want those plus-minus stats. They scored one last night on, I think, 3 power play opportunities.
here's Kozak. He's almost tried to take it to the net, but Lilly pushed him off his line. Sandoy with a rip, absolutely fans on it. As Ryan McDonald gives it back up to the point, gets it back. Looking for some options. Here's Sandoy, gives it to Stepanek, shoots and misses everything entirely. Wouldn't want to be in the front of that.
That is definitely a guy you want on the ends of those passes. In the wheelhouse, loading up.
You'd probably want goalie pads if you're a defenseman.
Good stick there from Ellis, just breaking up that pass.
Yeah, Ellis doing very well there.
And that's a good clearance, and that's how you get the puck out of the zone. You fire it up into the air. 50 seconds remaining on the power play for the Swarm.
Here's Hopkinson, he'll rip one straight into the glove of Moore. Didn't get it cleanly the first time, but didn't really give up a juicy rebound.
Yeah, there's a few last night from Toby Shuck, a few rebounds in front that the Swarm capitalise on. And certainly as a goalie, it's something you don't want to be giving up, those rebounds out in front of you, just too far to dive on. That one for Moore just dropped in front of him. He caught it eventually. It took him a half a second, but he got it.
Vornov, nice little source pass over to Mawson was absolutely needed as Ordus had his stick in the lane. Lee's going to turn it over and try backhand that one all the way down.
Yeah, he got a good lot on that one off the backhand. He sent it flying.
So they'll regroup and reset up. Pass a little bit ahead of the stick of Hopkinson or Mawson, but puck still does stay in the zone.
That was unlucky. I think that hit Ian Ordus as it was just about to go over the blue line.
As Blair does well to dispossess Fortunov there.
Wanford's out on the ice. Oh. Mawson breaking up that pass, looking dangerous for the Phoenix Thunder there for a second.
As Janssen just slows things down, trying to get some more skaters into the zone. Janssen still with it. There's Dalmatel. Marcus McDonald, almost got his first NZIHL goal there.
More first, possibly the way the Swarm are playing tonight.
And that's going to be icing as Andy Hay will touch that up for the Swarm. So the Thunder won't be allowed to get a change. They do look somewhat tired out there.
Haven't seen Jack Lewis back on the ice after that hit. He's taken an extended break. Meaning the coach has to make a few changes to his lines and adjust.
Looks like he's doing all right though, which is good to see. It. Oh, redirect in front from Polozov. Moore had to be on his game there.
Yeah, good position, just in the right spot. Swallowed up in the chest. And now a change for the Phoenix Thunder. They get those fresh legs out there.
As Andy Hay will rip one, just went wide as well. Yeah, they're definitely getting a lot of more men in that slot area when they're defending now. Are the Thunder here today?
Yeah, definitely. Some of the notes I noted down was protect the house and watch those centering passes, because so many of the passes from the Swarm into the slot last night found him in. And one of the areas that the Phoenix Thunder could definitely improve on is just watch out for those players behind the net, putting the puck out in front. The Stampede did it last weekend as well. They just played behind the net and looked for those passes out in front. And it works, it works. So that's what they're going to keep doing. Make your defensive team adjust.
Yeah, I saw the Stampede actually using the majority of their first, second and third lines last night. Thought they might give some of their young guns a bit of a run there, Matt.
You would think so, but history will show you they usually don't.
Good pressure on Dalmatau as they dispossess him. Shot on, but was blocked in front.
Tell you what, a few blocks here from the Swarm tonight, just getting in the way of the shots that the Phoenix Thunder are taking from distance. I mean, a number of them just fire off the pads.
And Sam Pillage just slowing that down. Gives up to Sandor. He has to try bat it in deep. Here's Steen trying to find a centering pass, but Allen covering nicely.
The clearance from the zone does look to have improved tonight. It's been a bit of a bugbear for the Phoenix Thunder.
Hit. Good hit there on Dalmatau. That was from... Allen.
Yeah, he really got him clean with the shoulder there. But, if you're a skilled player, you've got to expect those. Dalmatau won't be worried about that. He'll get more of those in future. If he's going to try and dangle around players, sometimes they're going to put the body in front of you.
100%. There's a quick shot off the face-off from Stepanek.
Yeah, I don't think Moore knew where that rebound was.
He didn't for a while. I think the Swarm might have maybe noticed that they're trying to shut up shop a little bit in that slot area, so they're looking at getting passes going around it. And Stulo almost gave it away.
Here he comes now, though.
Tries to go through Blair, which gets half broken up. Puck does come out.
I think Blair got him just enough that time around. Yeah, if one team makes adjustments for what's been going on in the previous game, then the other team has to make more adjustments. It's just a give and take of ice hockey, adjusting your strategy. If the Swarm notice the Phoenix Thunder sagging down low and sort of collapsing into the front of the net, and they can start using that low to high passing, get those shots from the point, and if with bodies in front, deflections are going to come.
That's right. The Swarm will clear. Stepanek's going to be there. Blair throws a bit of a hit on him.
Just missed him.
Here's Challoner. Oh, almost broken up there by Stepanek, but the Thunder are going to get that one in deep.
Lewis just had another shift. He's going to take a rest.
Oh,
not looking any slower.
Blair doing well, diving at center ice to stop that pass getting through for Johnson. here's Hopkinson. Centering past Vordanov. Try to get a shot off Blair. Once again, blocking. Hopkinson with another shot redirected away from the goal. And Vordanov doing a nice little shimmy there. Need to try and get the puck back and get something going.
Swarm have completed sort of a half change on this shift. Blair can't get the puck out.
Hopkinson gives it to Johnson, unable to control it with his stick, and Moore comes and makes a nice poke check with the stick.
This puck has got to get out now, and it's got to get deep for the Thunder. They need some changes there. That's not good though. It's turnover on the red line.
Vordanov's going to have it. Going to look to rip one. Hit slightly, it seemed. And Rolf a little too casual as Johnson comes and steals that. Tries to get a shot off.
That's when you need some action. That puck just needs to get hard off the boards. He's been out there for a while.
Absolutely.
Doing a lot of defending, Connor Rolf, and now he's going to get a chance to get off. Did a lot of good work down low there, Connor Rolf, but when you get stuck out on the ice, your legs to get tired and all that defending starts to weigh on you.
Umpire's past the Dalmatau. He's going to beat out the icing here. It's pressured on by Lilly. Good to see the young guys really working hard too, saying that they are going to be around here for a while in this league. Good to see.
Yeah, young players, they got those young legs. You know, you want to see them use them to the full effect.
Absolutely. Well, Botany Swarm take a 1-0 lead here into the first intermission. The Thunder definitely looking a lot better here tonight, Matt.
I would say that the coach will be happy with the way they've defended. You know, they haven't allowed too many clean chances in front of that, which we've both mentioned. You know, it's that the failings from last night have been sort of rectified. They've got to keep it up for another 40 minutes. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. They do need to try hold off the Botany Swarm because they know they're definitely going to be coming back, probably harder in the next period, but we will wait and find out. Grab yourself a tasty beverage and we'll be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everyone, and thanks for joining us here for Game 2 of the weekend between the Botany Swarm and the Phoenix Thunder. The Botany Swarm have a narrow 1-goal lead. They probably have looked like the better team so far, but the Dunedin Thunder are definitely looking a lot better than last night, Matt.
Yep, Swarm have had the more chances, they've taken the more shots, but the Thunder are doing a good job of keeping them out. So, if they can keep that up for this period and the next, we'll see if they can get themselves in the game with a goal or two.
Absolutely, and it looks like Moore is having a pretty decent game so far. The Botany Swarm actually electing to put in Matt Canada again for his second night in a row. Obviously, he's looking all right again.
Yeah, Matt Canada, one of the top goalies in the league. He hasn't been troubled too much tonight. There's not many shots from the Phoenix Thunder side. But hey, it just takes one or two good chances to change a game. Let's hope that happens. For me personally, as a Phoenix Thunder fan, I hope it happens sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. They need to get some goals, and they need to get them going soon, because they know the Swarm are probably going to at least get another couple here this evening, so we'll have to wait and see how that plans out. But yeah, definitely good to see the Thunder bouncing back, looking better, getting some passes going, and eventually breaking out.
Yeah, it's that second game of the weekend, and I mentioned it earlier, as much as players probably don't tell you that the travel matters, having to sit in the plane for an hour or two, in between travelling, getting to your hotel, unpacking, all that sort of stuff. It's not an ideal setup. It's not an ideal way to start the day. So after settling down, having a night out and some good times, they get a whole day to freshen up, ready for the second game, and they've improved their performance. So I think I heard Toby Shuck say it last night. He'd like to be the second goalie on a travelling weekend, because he thinks you just play better on that second game.
Absolutely, and goalies do have all that gear to transport around as well, so you can imagine why. So you enjoyed your weekend here so far though, Matt?
Yeah, I like to take it easy. I like to chill out in the hotel room. I tried to find a place to relax and watch the NHL this afternoon, but I couldn't find any open places on K Road, and I didn't fancy the walk right down into town, so I just put the laptop on with the Golden Knights versus the Dallas Stars and watched that for the afternoon.
I didn't actually see what the final score was, do you know?
Yes, the Dallas Stars kept the series alive, winning 4-2.
So the series is 3-2 now, is that right?
3-2, yep. I actually predicted the Knights to win the series, and looking 3-0 up, I thought this was going to be a safe bet. But yeah, Dallas play hard.
And we do see Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup final as well. So they've definitely improved a lot in the last couple of years. As Wanfa is going to go for a skate down here on the near side. He's pushed around a little bit by Simon. He did find a centering pass. Enright wasn't able to get a stick on that as Sandoy had him a bit tied up. Here's Vodanov. He puts a shot on net, and a good save there by Moore. Slightly gives it up to Orders.
Slightly goes with him.
Orders with a shot, redirected to the corner by Canada.
Good to see Stiley stretching his legs. I know he's got a good shot. He is an offensive-looking player. Nice to see him stretch his legs up the ice there.
As Kozak going to try to find out. Well, good stick in the lane there by Lilly, breaking up that scoring opportunity. As Stepanek throws a hit on Siley. Atwell with a shot. Good block there by Lilly.
Yeah, just recognised that there was no one out in front, and Lilly scrambled to cover that.
Oh, Stepanek with a pass to Atwell. Atwell probably thought he was going to shoot, but elected to give the pass instead.
Yeah, I think Atwell may not have been expecting it. It came hard. Twice he's fanned on. Looks like easy chances this weekend. Not that he hasn't got enough points already.
As Stepanek finds Atwell, but was unable to control that nicely on the stick.
Just a dangerous looking combo, Atwell and Stepanek.
Yeah, Michael Atwell has taken it up a gear this season, it seems. He didn't play the first half of the BHL season, but he's looking in fine form to start this season off. And Polly has the puck on his stick. Thunder unable to clear, as Marcus McDonald will have to hustle to keep that, and he bats it in, but just in front of Polozov as Allen will try get that out of the zone. Good hit there on Marcus McDonald by Allen.
Yeah, he didn't get the puck out, so he tried to make up for it with a hit. Thunder get it out eventually.
And here's Aguirre. I haven't seen too much of him early in this game. As Ryan McDonald will slow things down. He's got Voronov going hard on this near side.
Good step up from Alice there on the blue line. Didn't let the Swarm into the zone.
As Blair tried to catch that, but missed that, but he'll get it out. And Hopkinson's going to beat this icing out as Voronov, a nice saucer pass. Try to find someone in front of the net, but Jonsson wasn't really going there.
The one time there's no one out in front for the player behind the net.
So we will have an icing on the play.
I think he caught you there.
Yeah.
Waving back.
Yeah, the head ref normally puts his arm up saying no more changes, and I put my hand up as well, and he gives me a little bit of acknowledgement. No, I think Tyler Hasselmore and his team are doing a really good job in the officiating in Auckland. I saw them before the game on Sunday. They're having a good open conversation with the Swarm management and also the Admirals management. You know, he's the first to admit, hey, you know, my ref team isn't perfect, but they're absolutely doing all they can to get better, which is really, really, you know, genuine and good to see that. You know, they're always striving to be better officials, and I think they're actually doing a really good job these days.
Yeah, Tyler used to ref and play down in Dunedin. He was doing a study down there. Came up against them playing for the Beasts down in Dunedin in the Dunedin Ice Hockey League. Really good skater, like fast skater. Does he play on the bill up here?
No, he didn't.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he's a dab hand on the skates.
Really cool guy as well, isn't he? There's the panic. Doing well to hold the puck up, using that body well as well. Look at it.
Thunder making some desperation plays tonight. You know, the diving sticks to break up the passes. It's good to see them lift their game and really scrambling for those plays.
Skozak finds that well. Moore had to make a pad save on the play. Swarm definitely giving a few look-ins here at the moment. Trying to find a centering pass to Stepanek, but it was Steitley covering his man. There's orders. Centering pass, good pad save there from Kennedy.
Yeah, Lewis on the far side was coming in too.
Yeah, didn't give the rebound out as well. Went straight to Tula, who just ripped a shot on net there. And a little bit of a scrum forming there deep in the corner. Thunder will come away with it, but unable to clear. Stepanek's going to turn this over. Here's Tula with a one time, and that's deflected off Wanfa. I was going to double up and go for another round of golf today there, Matt.
You'll be glad you didn't.
I'm definitely glad I didn't. I do use my hockey stick as the putter.
You don't.
I wish I could.
Yeah, you could do a Happy Gilmore or get a custom-made putter. Wrist one into the hole. Absolutely.
Probably use it more for chipping onto the green, to be honest.
They did that they did something similar like that in the NHL All-Star game this year, didn't they? They had like a green when they were trying to fire a puck onto like a par 3, like a hole-in-one challenge.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. It was something similar anyway. Here come the Swarm.
There's Jonsson. Try to find Voronov. Doesn't really get a decent shot off there, though. put in deep for Vodanov to skate onto. He's pressured on by Blair. Just ripped one on, but missed all traffic in front. The Swarm knowing where every man's going to be. Johnson tried to...
Yeah, he could skate that one out in front. The defence were looking for players in front of the net. And Johnson just took it from behind the net out in front there.
There's Vodanov. He'll rip one on. Try to find Johnson going to the net. But
just wide of the far post there.
As Moore actually stole Johnson's stick then. So he's going to have to go off on the bench.
I like to see the double stick play from the goalie just once. You know, dual wielding. Oh, that one's been cleared into the netting from Matt Enright. Luckily he's in the neutral zone there.
Absolutely, it would have been a delayed game.
That, yeah, deflection just going wide there. Ever so close for the Swarm, going up 2-0.
Yeah, the referee, Tyler, actually wearing a little action camera on the front of the helmet. Would love to see a little bit of some footage of that. Maybe an end-of-season montage of the best highlights.
It would be nice to see that actually live, wouldn't it? Actually, the ref cam. How good would that be?
The only thing is we don't have real-time language filters.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Okay.
But I'm sure we could put together an end-of-season montage.
Yeah. With some heavy editing.
Absolutely. As the puck goes into the Swarm player bench. So we get a face-off just in front of the Thunder bench. No, it's going to be all the way into their zone.
I tell you what makes a big difference for the Thunder tonight is the fact that they do have those three lines, so they're not chopping and changes players in and out of different lines, and they can all get a good rest in between shifts. You know, fatigue is a huge part of the game, and when you're double shifting or having those shifts which come only a minute apart, you can start to tell the tale. And you know, the Thunder had a good period in the first game, and then they just got progressively harder and harder on them as the game went on. So hopefully tonight that fatigue doesn't set in quite as hard, and they can keep the intensity up going through the whole 60 minutes.
Absolutely. I do see some of the Swarm boys doing a lot of off-season fitness on their own if they're not playing in the Summer League.
Yeah, coaches love that. They love players that are taking it on themselves to improve their game on and off the ice. Shows commitment, and you know, you get rewarded with more shifts, more time on ice if you are able to keep that high level of play up and just go and go and go like the Energizer Bunny.
There's a chance here. Shot on from Orders, but wow. Canada absolutely robbing him there.
That glove, it just snapped out. I don't know. Orders will be putting his hands on his head there. Left all alone. He pretty much fired it into the glove for Canada. He would be, yeah, he would have been hoping he would choose a better spot next time, if there is a next time. It's opportunities like that the Thunder have to take if they're going to get in this game.
Absolutely. You only need a few chances in the game of hockey as well, as long as your defense is tight. Good half collision there as Stepanek's going to have it here for the Swarm. He finds Kozak. He'll rip one on, but it hits Blair in front.
I tell you what, Blair is having a great game on defense. He's suffering after that deflection, though. He's going to skate off. He's looking certainly worse for wear. He's putting the body on the line and he's making good plays, keeping his head up, watching the player, not letting them get past most of the time.
So Swarm just slowing things down here a little bit. A couple of players getting a change.
Thunder have got their third line out there with Challoner, Tyon and Rolf. They got Sebastian Ong on the bench as well. I think he'll probably swap for one of the third line players throughout the game. It's a good hard clearance from Steitley. made sure that one was going over the blue line.
Yeah, I love that defensive clearance, you know, just absolutely ram it off the boards and get it out of the zone. Hopefully some guy can eventually skate onto it.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You know, you can't second guess yourself and try and just chip it softly.
Here comes Vordanov, backhand shot, scores! Lobin Vortanov with a lovely dink of a backhand past the glove of Moore.
Lily outstretched, couldn't get a stick on it, and he placed that one perfectly into the top corner.
Maybe that's what he was sitting on the bench thinking about after the period ended.
Visualizing that backhand. So, just over halfway through the second period, Swarm up by 2.
Yeah, Thunder probably need to just watch those odd man rushes as well. But it's quite hard to do that when you know you do have to commit numbers forward there, Matt.
Yeah, it's tough as a defender looking up and seeing 2 men on you. You've got to do something, whether it be take the puck or take the pass. Charlie Lilly looked like he might have just been in 2 minds there, and he stretched out at last minute, but he just wasn't close enough to get a stick on the shot.
As Wonfa unable to keep that in for the Thunder, so it will come out. Allen's all alone down there.
Just bounced over his stick.
Scored by number 8, Robin Fortner. Assist to number 36, Ryan McDonald.
And Simon was going to have it. He'll rip one on. Took a deflection. And Dalmatau got a second opportunity there, but couldn't put it home.
Yeah, the puck was in the air. I think he tried to bat it out of mid-air for the second opportunity. Watching here as Simon moves to the middle of the ice. And there's Dalmatau, just couldn't get anything on it. It was Ellis just making a nuisance of himself in front of the net.
Fuller at the point, redirected in front, but goes into the corner. Kozlov will throw a little hit there on Ellis. Allen comes in for one as well. As Mawson just gets that one in deep after the Swarm do touch back up. Kozlov trying to get a tough shot off. Thunder will finally get it out. Here's Lewis on this near corner. Good to see him back out there. Backhand shot, a rebound, scores!
Ryan Wonfa following up on the rebound.
And that's what they need to get going, is that offense with Jack Lewis throwing a nice pass across the crease to Ryan Wonfa.
Yeah, Jack Lewis did an amazing job there to shield the puck from 2 defenders. He had Mawson coming up from behind him. Just put it onto his backhand, put it towards the net, and Wonfa scoring another one for the Phoenix Thunder.
So Thunder finally getting their first goal of the weekend, and all of a sudden I am a Thunder fan, Matt.
Good to see, good to see. I think we're all fans of every team, and when you get down to it, you know, you've got your favourite team, but you want to see competitive games. You want to see games you can get excited about and feel the tension.
Yeah, they need to have a big shift here after scoring a goal. Get that, stay with that momentum, try to get a few more shots off, and hopefully get another one.
Super important that the next shift is a strong one. You're right.
Puck almost got through. Lewis could have been in a dangerous position if that puck had gotten through in the neutral zone.
Someone's playing without a glove, or have they changed up?
I would imagine so. Atwell with a shot on, but
trying to spot who's not wearing a glove out there.
I think they did get off. Not sure exactly who it is. It's a Swarm player. It was actually Kozak, who actually has 2 or 3 pairs of gloves, Matt, and actually changes them in between the periods.
Oh, wow. I was actually talking about that with someone today, about how some of the pros will have 3 or 4 sets of gloves. You know, some of us aren't so lucky to have that amount of gear.
Yeah, I'm sure his partner Clara is probably sick and tired of him using her blow dryer to dry the gloves.
Comes home smelling like sweat and hockey gear, which we all know is a beautiful, lovely smell. Make a sensey out of it.
So at least she knows what to get her partner Andre for Christmas, and that's definitely a new set of gloves every year. Here's Vodanov. He's going to try find a centering pass, but hits the skate of a defenseman. Puck's going to come out. Ryan McDonald with a lovely saucer pass over to Vodanov, but just took a uneven hop. The Thunder trying to get something going after finally getting a goal. As
Yep, keep that momentum going.
Rolf is going to get a change. So Lily's going to have to track back here. He's got Dalmatau coming at him. So he steals it off Ellis. Here's Dalmatau. Oh, showing his skill. Tic-tac-toe in midair.
Doing some juggling there.
There's Simon. Rips one off the stick of Ellis.
All bouncing puck in front.
Did get all the way to Moore, but Allen wasn't letting Dalmatau anywhere near that.
Nah, that's really good play from Allen there. Just tying the player up. You know, it's no good just standing off and hoping to get a quick stick in there. You've got to get right on top of them, tie them up so they can't get that stick down. And those shots from the point, can't get a tip on when you've got your hands tied up from the defender.
Good pass there. Here comes Aguirre. He needs to get something going here for the Thunder. And Canada's going to have to pounce on that before any of the Thunder players can get in there.
Yeah, he tried to rip one through the pads of the defenders, but they got their legs in the way. And I've noticed the Swarm are doing a good job of blocking shots tonight. Thunder not a bad job either.
Yeah, you know, great hockey teams always put their bodies on the line. That's how you get wins. If you can block those shots and not let the goalie have to do any work.
Yeah, you're a defender, I'm a defender. Bruises are just part of it, aren't they? Bruises in some strange places.
They used to have knee pads that were too short, so I'd have bruised knees, and then started finding out now I have bruised eyes. As Simon and Wonfor are going to work. Trying to find a centering pass. Lewis was trying to crash the net, but pass never came. Here comes the panic. Wonder what he can do from here. Tries to go around Blair.
Good stick from Blair, just stretching
Centering
out.
pass to Kozak, and he misses it wide. Another man left open in the slot, very much like last night's game was Kozak in the middle, but here comes Blair.
Stretching his legs.
Good chance here for Blair. He shoots straight into the chest of Canada.
Yeah, Blair, good shift there. A great defensive play on Stepanek, and then getting himself up ice and taking a shot. I talked about it last night. I like to see him stretch his legs as he moves up the ice, fire it off when he did there, but just right into the breadbasket of Canada. Stepanek, when he gets that puck and he drives down low, he takes a couple of players with him, and that led to that Kozak chance out in front.
Yeah, he's also really good at finding those tight angle passes through the legs of skaters to get it to one of his teammates, as Chelinor trying to show his skills here, trying to get something going.
Yeah, good hands there to work his way through into the zone.
So the Thunder are definitely very much in this game, Matt. They're only down by one. They're getting a few look-ins as well. They just have to stop the Swarm. A shot on there quickly from Jonsson through the legs of Tyon. As Vodanov tried to find Mawson, but pass was just a little bit behind him. As Tyon will come the other way. Slightly giving chase.
Got it deep and went for a change. Good opportunity to get those fresh players on.
As Vodanov will just have to turn and burn his man. Here's Hopkinson. He'll just rip that on and get a change. So a decent couple of shifts here for the Thunder, looking a lot better than last night so far. As Dalmatau might try to get a shot off, trying to use his body. He had Marcus McDonald at the back post, but couldn't get a pass off to him.
That was off a turnover from Wamfa. He just skated a little bit too much with it.
And Canada's going to have to jump on that before Wamfa can try to get anything on it.
Got away with a little bit of one there. The Phoenix Thunder Wamfa trying to scat it out of his own zone from behind the net. Just turned it over. And the Swarm, I should say, had a look. But lucky to get away with it. Get down ice again. Just a little bit over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. So far an even period, both teams with one goal.
And a soft shot on. Canada had to make a stick save. Some good end-to-end action here in the last 5 minutes or so. As Orders wasn't able to get a shot off. Here's the young phenom, Marcus McDonald. Look at him go. Can't wait to see this guy in 5 years. Andy Hay with a shot. Hits Allen in front. Here's Polozov. Shoots, and a good save there by Moore.
Yeah, nice glove from Moore there as Polozov just had a nice clean shot from in the middle. You're right about McDonald. He looks fast. He moves his feet well when he's skating.
Yeah, I think I said it last night, but I came to a couple of pickup games here at Botany, not knowing who he was. This was a couple of years ago, and when I asked him his age and he said 15, I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, you just wonder. You look at the little guys. Yeah, I'll take you. I'll be able to defend you easy, and then they burn you around the outside. You go, oh, I was dead wrong. So who's teaching these guys to skate, and where were they when I was, 12, 15?
He is originally from Canada.
That's usually a better start, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely. It's grassroots rugby, but ice hockey style over there. As Atwell's trying to win this force to panic, but Aguirre doing well not to let that be lost too easily.
That one's just got to move.
Yeah, we're going to get a penalty on the play. It looks like it's going to be a
Stepanek. He's not happy.
Oh, Stepanek for interference, is it?
Yeah, he's pleading this case. What to do there? He's gotten away there. And then he's, okay, so he's taken out one of the players, yeah.
Fair enough.
He will claim he was just fighting for his position on the ice, but there's fighting position, and then there's just cleanly taking someone down.
I think on that case it was clearly taking someone out.
He's a big lad. He doesn't really need to try too hard to put someone on their backsides, does he?
Definitely not.
Certainly, he can just look at me and I'd fall on the ground. He's 6'5" and like 100 kilos.
As Wamfa will try to get the party started. Gives it up to Ellis. He'll just put it in deep, receives a hit there from Simon. Orders is over there on the far side. Going to work on Sandoi.
They don't want to win this battle or get this puck back to the Ds. Power play opportunity for them. They can tie it up here if they can get themselves a nice goal, but good job from the Swarm. Drawing a whistle and killing precious time.
And a couple of bodies finally hitting the floor at the end of that little scrum.
It looks like, looking at the gap underneath the doors, you could probably kick the puck under there and just pretend it was still in play.
Try hide it.
yeah. You can do that at a rink in Naseby. Their ice hockey rink out there has got these big gaps down beside the boards and the ice. It just dips down. The puck gets stuck in there, but sometimes the ref won't call it. So you just got to try and dig it out with your stick. And there's about 6 inches down in between the boards and the ice.
Could go there the day before your game and maybe stash one in there.
Yeah, that old trick. Monfort just lost his footing there, trying to start the zone entry. Here they come.
Enright with a shot. Can they having to make a save on that? We give it up to Ellis. Ellis looking for options. He's got Ian Orders here at the point. There's one for, he'll rip one on. Looking for a redirect, but Canada will easily cover that up.
Thunder players might have thought it was loose for a brief second there, but I think Canada had it pretty safe. Thunder employing their two import players, Ellis and Wampa, at the point for this power play. Trying to get those good shots through cleanly to the goal tender Canada.
The second period.
That's cleared all the way down. Polozov's going to get there first. Ellis is on him. Dalmatel just waiting in the high slot, not committing any numbers as Polozov knows how to kill off a penalty. As Enright puts a nice move on Polozov. Good back check here though by the Estonian. Here's Dalmatel with a great poke check. Dalmatel for the Swarm, shoots, and a good save there from Moore.
Yeah, Matt Enright struggling to get free of Polozov there, and then it was Dalmatel coming in as he went to cut through the middle of the ice.
It's amazing how calm the young guys are, especially Dalmatel, Marcus McDonald, Koptev, and Wimmer. For guys so young, playing pretty much their first season in this league, they're absolutely not getting too overexcited out there, doing things wrong, doing the basics really well and working on that.
Stepanek just about to come back on the ice. And he just gets on before that whistle's blown, so it's back to 5-on-5. It's all about mentorship when it comes to the young players coming on the ice. You know, the Swarm have got plenty of veterans who will help at bringing these players up, giving them those little lessons, those little tips, just talking them through the game, and like you say, keeping them calm, telling them the right things to do. Really improves your team overall when you can rely on not just one or two, but three, four
Kozak
lines.
beats the icing out. Here's the panic. Oh, off the pass from Atwell, unable to put it home. Another shot in there by Atwell. Another rebound. Andy Hay even getting in there.
2 or 3 chances and more holding up strong just before the end of the period. That's a very important couple of seconds for the Phoenix Thunder.
Absolutely. Moore looked hung out to dry as he tried to play the puck right in the corner, and Kozak beating out the icing actually almost got there and got a pass off to Atwell. So the Thunder definitely able to escape that little scary incident, but only a 2-1 deficit. They're looking a lot better, Matt. What are they going to do in the third period to try win this?
Now, bringing that more intensity, you know, I like the way they're playing defense. They're putting their body on the line. They're diving in front of pucks. They're diving in front of passes. If they can do that for another 20 minutes, they've had some chances. Let's see if they can get it done. I'm hoping.
Absolutely. Here's hoping that the Thunder can absolutely come back and maybe even win this one. But we'll have to find out. We'll have a quick break as the ice gets resurfaced, and we'll be back very shortly. Welcome back everyone here to the Hive in Botany, Auckland, New Zealand for this NZIHL ice hockey game between the Botany Swarm and the Dunedin Thunder. A narrow lead here for the Botany Swarm. The Thunder definitely picking things up a lot more in the second period, which is really good to see. We're about to get underway here, Matt. What did you say to the boys in the locker room?
Well, I said just keep it up. You know, after that second period was 1-1, they've got to get belief. They've got to believe in themselves, which is a huge thing. The mental game is very important. You know, they've come a long way after last night's game where they went down 10-0. So to be only down by 1 now, they've got to get that belief.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they'll be coming out, throwing the kitchen sink at the Swarm to try at least tie this game.
Yeah, push hard as you can. There's 20 minutes left, you leave it all out there.
And we've got a whistle on the play for some reason. It's actually going to be
hooking.
Yeah, so looks like it's going to be Alice having to sit for a couple of minutes.
Tyler Hasselmore, originally from Gore, Tyler Hasselmore. Actually played with Charlie Lilly in the under-13s back in the day.
Yeah, it's 6 p.m. I think everyone just got that emergency update on their phone.
Oh, really?
I didn't even read it.
Not me. Around data.
It's a text, yeah. Not sure what it is about, but nonetheless, let's get back into the hockey instead.
Forget about emergencies or natural disasters.
Hey, as long as the building's still intact and hockey's on, we're good. As Kozak will rip one. Good stop there. Maybe a rebound chance for Well, he scores!
The lane just opened up for Kozak there. He just stepped in and there was no one in front of him and he just had a free shot. You see it open up, the hard shot, the rebound. Atwell pounces on it and just swoops it in. Not a lot there for James Moore to do.
So definitely not the start to this final period that the Thunder were after. The Swarm now taking a 2-0 lead. They'll be definitely looking to add a couple more before the end of this game.
Top line there for the Swarm doing their job. Last night they scored a huge amount of points, like I said, 13 overall. So a power play goal for the Swarm there. Gets them a 2-goal lead.
As Lewis is going to have it, he tried to give it up to his defenseman, but puck comes out of play as Stitley was unable to bat it back in cleanly. Jackson Flight, though, going to work. Trying to go around Mawson on the backhand, shot on too, but Canada coming up clutch and making a save.
Just tried to slide it through the 5-hole, did Jackson Flight. Jacko, as the boys like to call him, the Phoenix Thunder. Jacko, yep. Just showing a little bit of toe there to get around his defender and work his way towards the front of the net.
As the puck didn't go to a stick there nicely from Mawson, as the ice is still a little bit damp behind the goals. Good to see the ice cuts a little bit better here tonight, Matt.
Yeah, an improvement on last night, adding a little bit of water to it.
And I did talk to one of the Paradise owners, and he reckons he's looking at getting a new one in from either Canada or Norway. So I'll have to chuck a couple of Swarm stickers on when it arrives. As Wanfa will have it in there for the Thunder. Puck goes over to the corner. Vordanov's going to be there first with Jacko making a nuisance of himself.
Oh, Allen just has a stick explode.
Absolutely. As Canada is going to have to pounce on that before looks like Alice could get anywhere near it.
I think it's Sebastian Ong there making a nuisance of himself in front of Canada. His old teammates just letting him know that he's on the opposition, so they won't go easy on him.
So if Luke Tyon's mum is listening in, he needs a new stick for when he arrives home.
Now, Tane Allen, actually, I think it was.
Oh, was it?
I don't believe so. I hope he's got another one here. He really laid into that shot and it just completely exploded. He'll tell you it's all power and strength.
as we all like to think. Another weird hop there off the Zamboni door. Seen that about 5 times this weekend.
Yeah, it's like you've got to be aware of that, don't you, as a defenseman, if you're putting the board, pucks coming around the boards.
It's probably a very hard thing to remember when you're out there.
Yeah, and it changes direction like in an instant. Happens in Dunedin too, actually, in that very same corner.
As Marcus McDonald trying to find Koptev, Simon doing well to keep that in. Lily's going to have to try to get an outlet pass going, which he does. Here comes Rolf. He'll just bang that in deep, get a change.
It's a good way to make sure you can get off the ice. Sandoi turned it over.
Dwyer here tried to go through Simon, but he kept a stick in the lane as he tried to put it through the legs. As Kozak gives it over to Stepanek. 1 foot, unable to get a stick on that.
He's fighting hard with him there, isn't he?
Almost could have been a holding call. As Sandoi will rip one, redirect. Kozak scores.
That's a beautiful redirect. Can't get any cleaner than that.
That was very nice.
That's pure strength from Stepanek there to fight his way free of Wantha and get it up to Sandoi on the point.
Yeah, Sandoi just rips it, and Kozak, easy as you like, not picked up. Had a couple of Thunder players by him that should have been making check that he's not going to be doing anything in front of the net without their concern about it.
Yeah, another lost coverage. You can count them on 2 hands here in Auckland for the Phoenix Thunder, but Swarm have come out strong here in the 3rd period, stamped their authority on this game. They're now up by 3, 4-1. You feel for James Moore on that one. He is in good position for the shot, but once it deflects off that stick like that, he can't react fast enough.
Johnson with a quick shot on, went through traffic, but looks like Moore saw a little bit of it.
Dumped in by Blair.
And Lewis has got the puck on the stick. He'll just leave it on for Allen. Allen with a shot from the point, and Canada sees that easily.
Good to see he's got a nice new stick there. He got a shot off that time without any issues.
That he does.
The shot was a good shot looking for the tip there from Flight. It wasn't too high. It was at a right level for Allen Flight to get something on.
Shot on there, good block by Richie Hopkinson, another one. And Canada making a stick save on the shot from Allen.
Looking for another tip, just shot that one along the ice.
And puck almost stolen there off the stick of Hopkinson, but the Swarm do well to get that out of the zone, as Bordenov will have it here on the near side.
Scored by number 24,
He's pushed on there from a couple of Thunder players.
unassisted.
Johnson tried to go towards the net. Hopkinson comes and tidies that puck up. Gives it up to Tula. He'll rip one on, and not sure if Moore actually made a save on that or it went wide. Ref saying offside. Not sure the puck was over the blue line. Pretty sure it was at least 3/4 of the puck was still on the blue line. Might have to see a replay of that.
Yeah, it might have been marginal, but referees don't have the benefit of the replay, unfortunately, and they usually don't use replays to overturn offside calls. I see they've credited Sandoi for that goal, but I think we all know that it was deflected in front.
It would be pretty cool if we could send a decision somewhere else to be reviewed. Some kind of bunker. I'm sure they'd do a better job than the NRL does.
Yeah, well, NRL bunker and the Warriors aren't the best of terms, are they?
Absolutely not. And another couple of blunders by them last night.
Not again. I didn't see the game, but
robbing us of another win, but that's all right.
All right, let's focus on the NZIHL, not the NRL. So many in something else. It's too hard to keep up.
Here's Marcus McDonald with a shot, but that's blocked by Blair. Pryor rips one, but that is absolutely skied into the upper netting. Might need to reevaluate his curve on his stick if he's ever.
It might have taken a deflection. Who knows? Playing with his sleeves up, looking like a someone who's trying to get stuck in there.
So the top line here out for the Swarm. Atwell wins that nicely. Simon will get a shot off, but looks like it hit the leg of Kozak. As Matty Enright will have it here. He'll rip one, but
He's really liking that move where he skates into the zone and just rips the slap shot.
Atwell's trying to go to the net. He had Stepanek crashing. Look at the movement of Stepanek for a big guy. Oh, redirect in front. Looks like came off Atwell, but went straight past the head of Moore and hit up into the netting. Yeah, that shot there from Enright actually looked like it hit Sandoy just below the knee pad down by the skate.
Oh, look, they're showing us a replay of that shot. It was pretty much an exact replica of the previous goal. The pass coming to the point.
As Enright tried to find Ellis in the slot, but Simon had his stick lifted. And Kozak's able to clear that out for the Swarm. Stepanek giving chase on Lilly, throwing the body there too. Puck goes in front of the net as Aguirre's going to have to get a backhand pass. Doesn't go out of the zone though. Atwell gives it to Vordanov. Thula's going to have to do well to keep this in, he does. Puts on the brakes though, a little bit of a turnover. Got a 2-on-1 here. As Orders will have it, try to find Ellis, but couldn't get a shot off. Allen with a rip, redirect. And a good pad save there by Canada. Had to be Allen with a retry, scores!
Allen with a beautiful shot up high on Canada. He's had a few chances from the point this period. He walks in here as Stepanek was going for a change. Right up over the glove of Canada. He throws his hands up. Nothing he could do about that one.
It's definitely got to be a good shot to beat Canada on the glove side, and Tane Allen did just that.
Yeah, he's been very sharp, Canada, so Thunder will be happy about that one. They've clawed back to within two goals here. Still early in the third period, still plenty of time.
Like in the last period, the Thunder need a huge shift here. Try just get a bit of momentum away from the Swarm side, who don't really look too concerned no matter what the score is. They're just absolutely always playing their style of game that they want to play.
Yeah, what they've been doing has been working. Tonight it's not clicking quite as much as well as it did last night, but they've still got a 2-goal lead, so you can't panic. You know, you've got to just go about your systems.
As McDonald finds a stretch pass to Vordanov, he's got a couple of defensemen on him. As Blair takes a fall, got to get back to his feet as Hopkinson had the puck on a stick. Actually, looks like he left it off for Vordanov there. Would have been a nifty little near post pass.
Yeah, two of them were in each other's pocket. One for,
oh, that was off the crossbar there from Wanfa.
Yeah, driving low. Wanfa, he's not shy of skating down with the puck, is he? Certainly looks like one of the Thunder's best players this weekend.
Yep, definitely I'd agree with that.
Plays good defense and likes to jump up on the play. Scored the first Thunder goal tonight off a rebound.
So that's cleared all the way down by Marcus McDonald, and Slightly will be the first there, so we got icing. So once again, the Harlem Shake will play out in the arena.
This is the area the Iceland Thunder will want to play for the most part of this period. They keep it down low if they can. Swarm have done a good job of exiting the zone or weakening those, so it's going to be tough. Connor Rolfe will unfortunately lose the draw for the Thunder.
And here's the young phenom, Dalmatau and Marcus McDonald. Dalmatau going through two men, get a pass off. Oh, Steen scores! What a lovely setup there from Ivan Dalmatau, giving it to Josh Steen on the far post, and he just backhands that one in. Look at the work here from Dalmatau.
That little move right there.
And then able to get the pass off. Oh, take a bow there, Dalmatau.
That's just great strength on your skates there. He had to work his way through a couple of players And I think you've got yourself a star on your hands with Dalmatau up here in the Swarm.
So the Swarm really showing their grit after they do get scored on. They are fast to get that goal back. And
yeah, and the coach is not just relying on those top two lines. They're putting out the young players out there in these and a couple of early shifts after a goal. And
we've got a delayed call as the panic looks like he's going to be called for hooking.
Moore's got to the bench, so the sixth player on for the Phoenix Thunder.
So the Thunder still with it. They put that in deep for the guy to get to. They pass behind the net, but that's touched up there by Tula. So nope, Stepanic's going to go 2 minutes for holding. So the Thunder with a good chance here to try get a goal back.
So good weekend for Josh Steen, was it?
Yep.
Yep. Scoring his first NZIHL goal last night and getting on the board here as well tonight. That fourth line of young players for the Swarm getting good minutes and really doing the job for the coaches.
Absolutely, and Josh Steen doesn't actually have Facebook yet because he's that young, so I had to message his mother and say to tell him congrats on the first goal. As Wanfa will give it over to Enright. Thunder with it, they'll play it low. As Ryan McDonald puts a hit on Flight. Old Jacko. There's Enright. Just trying to set up here as Wanford rips one. Traffic in front. I'll try this again. Here's Wanfa. Orders with a shot. Pad save there by Canada. Another attempt there from Enright, but that misses everything entirely. So Ellis will give it to Wanfa one time. It looks like it hit a Thunder player in front.
I think. He felt it.
Definitely.
Still going with Thunder keeping the puck. Here the retrieval's good.
Wanfa with it. Ellis will have it on the far side, up top again. Shot on, hit either the stick or the skate of Jonsson. Really good penalty killing unit the Swarm have shown in their first 3 games so far.
And they're doing all the playing from the outside on this power play.
As Wanfa will have it once again. Here's Enright. He'll rip one off the post, side post there.
That one had eyes for the top shelf.
Would have been a nice goal if he could sneak that through. Wanfa with a slap shot. This is everything. Jacko's going to be first there. Try to find a centering pass, but no one was able to get on that. So
yeah, just tried the blind back pass, and it's Stepanic's back on the ice. So good penalty kill from the Swarm.
And another hot bounce off the Zamboni door. Looks like it, not sure what happened, but we got a whistle on the play.
Yeah, I think it hit it rang off the glass and up into the netting. Swarm, that power play for Thunder was looking pretty good. They were moving the puck around the outside well, but Swarm did a good job of blocking the lanes for the shot. I think a couple of them came through for the Phoenix Thunder, but it wasn't anything too dangerous. That best chance for Matt Enright hitting the post.
And if anyone at home is wondering if a block shot hurts, that puck is made from vulcanized rubber. And I can assure you, it definitely does. And a rebound attempt there by Stepanik.
Second chance, just clipped the pads of Moore.
Yeah, he did well to chuck that leg out to deny that opportunity there for Stepanik. And Simon will give it up to Dalmatau. This guy's getting better with every single shift. Look at his move, try to find a pass as well.
Just that confidence is building up inside him.
Here's Kozak, can he get a shot on? He can, good blocker save there from Moore.
Kozak just skating around the top of the circle and just moving towards the middle. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
And even though Moore has let 5 goals in, he is actually having a pretty strong game. I'm sure he would have loved his defense to help him out a little bit more on a couple of occasions.
Thunder have kept the Swarm to 33 shots, which is comparatively speaking, is good from the last few games, which have had totaled up over 170 shots in over 3 games, which is it's a pretty huge amount of shots to be facing. So 33 so far is a comparatively low amount for a game for the Phoenix Thunder. They'll be happy with the way they've blocked shots tonight, I'd say.
Definitely, both teams have blocked quite a few shots today. As Koptev's going to work here.
Oh, that's Challoner falling awkwardly into the boards. Back on his feet.
Looks to be all right, though.
Just an awkward one.
It's funny when you see players and they've got mouth guards in, but they're literally just holding it in by their teeth, not really fixed to the upper gums.
This was something I was talking about again today with someone. I was watching the Vegas Dallas game. And the guy's taking a shot from 2 feet out, and he's just got his mouth guard on the corner of his mouth. What's the point of wearing a mouth guard if you're just going to chew on it like a dog toy? You might as well go out there with a rubber bone in your mouth.
And more importantly, how are you going to yell for a pass?
Yeah,
This is going to fall straight out.
I don't get it. I'm not sure why they're doing it. They might as well, like baseball players, start chewing tobacco or something. Although we don't want big brown spit stains on the ice if they're just going to start chewing tobacco.
Yeah, more in ice hockey, it's a bit of snooze normally. Vodanov with a tough angle shot. Moore has to do well to cover that up and not give a rebound.
Yeah, no rebound there because he had lots of players right on top of him, so don't want to be giving up those little rebounds.
Definitely a more exciting game here tonight, Matt.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way the Phoenix Thunder are playing. They're down by 3, but certainly been a lot more competitive, which is fantastic. They've really stepped up their defence tonight. We've got just over 7 minutes remaining in this game. And a 3-goal lead, that's the worst lead in ice hockey, so they say.
Here's Ellis. They had Enright crashing, but pass probably needs to come a little bit earlier. As Pryor with a little behind the back pass action to himself, and a good collision there with Allen.
Yeah, Allen with a good hit.
And then Atwell playing a bit of soccer.
We've had some basketball. Pryor playing some basketball with the behind the back play.
Here's Allen with a shot. Good block there by Pryor. He's gone down in a heap.
Yeah,
it looks sore.
Feeling that one. He's struggling to the bench.
Oh dear.
Can barely move that foot. Swarm struggling here a little bit, just trying to turn the puck over as they're trying to get out. Pass up the middle from the Thunder. Just found Stepanek, worst player you can give the puck to.
Try to find Atwell in the slot. Stepanek still with it. Gives it up top to Simon. He'll rip one on a redirect, but Thunder are going to come the other way.
Simon lost his footing.
Jacko gives it to Ellis. Lewis was crashing.
Big rebound in front. There was Flight.
Here we go. Here's a
following up.
3-on-1 almost. As Kozak will leave that for Dalmatau. Kozak! On the retry. Moore doing well. Here's the panic shoots. And a good couple of stops there from Moore. I don't think Moore liked the extra stick from Sandoy, but it was probably all right.
No, he did a good job there. He saved a couple of clean shots. This rebound here, Flight right in front with a great chance. Canada coming up big there. And they're back down the other end. Moore as well coming up. 2 big shots from Stepanek out in front. Superstar Dalmatau, young player at the dot for the Swarm.
Here's Simon at the point.
Just lost it. Couldn't hold it clean there.
Pillage will leave it on for Simon for a shot. Marcus McDonald's going to be the first there for the Swarm. He'll leave it on for Dalmatau. He gets past Rolf. Dalmatau with a backhand shot. Rebound comes out in front. Marcus McDonald almost got another shot off. Simon once again at the point. He put a shot on and a rebound attempt. Good
wow.
stick in the lane.
Who was that just got?
That was Rolf.
Rolf, yeah, he tied up. Was it Delmatel or was it?
Yeah, I think it was Marcus McDonald actually.
Watch Rolf here. Just gets enough of the stick. Just there. Beautiful. Desperate defence from Rolf, who's been playing a defensive centreman role tonight. They're doing a good job of it as well, I believe.
He denies Marcus McDonald his first NZIHL goal, and I'm sure he's definitely...
It was sitting right there with no goalie in front of him. Your eyes light up big, and then just at the last minute, your stick just won't go down on the ice.
And that's batted out of mid-air. Looks like Aguirre stopped the full shot of Vordanov.
Almost tipped it for his own goalie.
As Ellis trying to play a couple of moves, does well to get it in deep. As Tula will knock it around for Vordanov on the near side. Does well to get a pass off to Hopkinson, who finds Jonsson. Jonsson goes through the legs. Jonsson scores!
Oh, he slips it through.
He goes 5-hole on Moore with a brilliant move to get through his man.
Went right through the stick there, through the legs, goes to the backhand, and just puts it back the other way as Moore was trying to come across. Jonsson extends the lead out to 6-2 with 4 minutes 18 remaining in the third period. Swarm probably looking comfortable from here, you got to say, Bryce, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. They've been relentless all night, haven't given up on anything, and they've bounced back every time they've been scored on. So that makes a huge difference in the end of the game when you can do that. But brilliant skills on display there from Jonsson. We've seen those a few times over the years, and I still probably think he's almost not at his best yet. I reckon he's still got a few more skills to polish up, and then we'll start seeing a few more.
He tricks up his sleeve. That was just good puck movement through the middle of the ice for the Swarm as well.
Good pass here. Here's Lewis, backhand, scores!
Oh, that's a beautiful goal from Lewis, and some great passing through the ice by the Phoenix Thunder. Flight gets it through, and then a pass across, and Lewis is all alone. And he goes forehand, backhand, and past the blocker of Canada. So some fight left in this team. The Phoenix Thunder down by 3 minutes 45. That's less than 30 seconds since the previous goal. So they're not giving up here, the Phoenix Thunder, which is a good quality.
Yeah, so the 17-year-old phenom, Jack Lewis, getting a beautiful backhand goal here late in this game.
Yeah, he's had a hand in one goal and scored another for the Phoenix Thunder tonight. He's certainly one of the rising stars for the Phoenix Thunder. Last year was a bit of a breakout year.
Here's Marcus McDonald, goes backhand. Oh, he just missed it on the far side.
Couldn't quite pull it in. He did everything to beat Moore.
Still can't get his first NZIHL goal. But don't worry, I'm sure he'll probably get about 100 in his life.
This Phoenix, the Swarm coach putting these young players out there, and they're rewarding him because they're playing amazing. They've got such good skills, their hands, their passing, and the vision they've got.
Absolutely, and I'm sure most ice hockey coaches, they're not really worried about who's got the best skill out there. It's more the lines that can play the system that they want them to play and execute everything in a good way.
Yeah, they're coming onto the bench. They're shaking the head. Yeah, that should have been a goal. You know, they're hungry. They're hungry. We'll see plenty more of them this season, I'm sure.
So Jonsson's going to have the puck on his stick. Try to find a centering pass to Hopkinson. That was broken up as Steitley's going to give it up here.
Yeah, Steitley read that one nicely.
Hopkinson's going to be first there. We'll just bang it off the glass. Gives it to Vordanov. He's going to give it over to Jonsson just in front of his stick though. Could be another couple of goals in this game. Wouldn't be leaving just yet.
2 minutes to go. Connor Rolfe's going to try and hit up the middle of the ice. Ooh, almost picked it up around the back of the defender.
Yeah, he almost got past Simon, did Rolfe. As Janssen will put the brakes on, try to find some options, but he'll put it in deep for Hopkinson, but unable to corral that on his skate. At the point to Mawson, who just puts a, I think it was more of a pass, but it went straight to Moore.
Yeah, he was looking for the man. The man just was tied up with a Thunder defensive player.
And Ong will just put that in deep to try to give chase. Haven't seen too much of Ong here tonight. Good hit there from Mawson. Absolutely reefed his man over there.
Yeah, it's Tyon over there, just slowly getting back into the play.
So the Thunder will break out. Going to try to look for a couple of opportunities as Ong will just bang that in deep, get a change. Blair not giving chase as he hits a mark. Stepanek on that far side. Just under a minute to go now. Here's Stepanek. Finds out well. He'll rip one, but somewhat fanned on it. Kozak with it.
He was really winding up on that one, wasn't he?
And why wouldn't you?
Stepanek. He's hard to get off the puck, isn't he? He's such a big man.
Kozak to Stepanek. Score!
Oh, I don't know if they could call that one. Atwell was all in the crease there. Moore was asking him about it.
Yeah, the Thunder players are definitely asking the referee, hey.
Yeah, Atwell was definitely in the blue paint there. Does he get pushed into the goalie though? He kind of does. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not too sure. He's definitely screening the goalie, but Moore couldn't come across. There's no review system in the NZIHL, so they're going to have to live with the decision, but Tyler Hasselmore came in and calling the goal.
Yeah, tough call to make. Could go either way, but probably the right decision was made.
Yeah, defenders, you know, they can't be pushing offensive players into their own goalie and hoping that they're going to get an interference call.
That's right.
You know, referees will be watching out for that. Happened in today's NHL game, actually. There's a goal that got called back. A defender pushed one player right into his goalie. The goalie put our palms up, well, it's asking for interference, but if your defender's going to do that to you, yeah, that's their own fault. It probably was the case in that instance there as well.
Here's Dalmatel had it, but just lost it. Jacko unable to clear for the, oh, that's going to be a delay game on Lily there, unfortunately.
Oh, it's no good with 17 seconds remaining. Hopefully it doesn't go against them.
Sorry, it's actually going to be Blair a couple of minutes for delay a game as he just missed the glass. The glass is probably shorter than most rinks around the world.
Around the back, it's pretty much the same. I think it's definitely lower around the sides, though. I'm not sure if they take that into account when they come with the clearance, do they?
I'm not sure on that one, man.
Yeah, I mean, because it seems quite low. Just as you get sort of around the bend of the boards, it drops about 2 feet.
Face off one by Dalmatel. Here's Ryan McDonald. He'll rip one, but misses everything. Pryor with it. He's beaten off there by Jacko Flight. Enright trying to find a centering pass to Jacko, but and Pryor crashes into the boards, but that will do it here for Game 2 of the weekend. The Botany Swarm taking a 7-3 victory over the Phoenix Thunder. Phoenix Thunder definitely made things interesting, but the Swarm just kept relentlessly coming back and getting a couple of more goals to finish this one off in style, Matt.
Yeah, a big improvement from the Phoenix Thunder in the second game, but every time they looked to get within sort of striking distance, the Swarm were able to push themselves back out again, and young players like Dalmatel and Steen doing the job for the Swarm coaches tonight.
That's right. So the Swarm are going to start their season 4-0, which I don't think they've done for quite some time, if I do remember correctly, but yeah, they're looking red hot really early in this season, so that's really good to see there, Matt.
Yeah, with the quality of players that they've got, and the way they're playing, backed up by a couple of good goalkeepers in Canada, Harrison. Yeah, it could be a good season for the Swarm. Phoenix Thunder will come away with this weekend was a positive from that second game. Forget about that first game. You know, tonight's game was a much bigger improvement, and they've got some things to work on, I'm sure.
Absolutely, and the Swarm will travel to Christchurch next weekend to take on the Red Devils, and I'm pretty sure your Thunder are going to Queenstown.
Yeah, the Phoenix Thunder have got the West Auckland Admirals down in Dunedin, so if you're a Dunedin fan watching tonight, make sure you get those tickets for tomorrow's next weekend's game. I'd also like to point out that in a couple of weeks' time, on the 23rd and 24th of June, the New Zealand Women's Ice Hockey League is starting up.
Yep.
I believe the Phoenix Thunder are hosting the Inferno, and the Auckland Seal are down in Queenstown against the Wakatipu Wild. So make sure you look out for that on your socials and get the tickets for those as well.
Yeah, I watched a couple of games last season, the Auckland Steel, and yeah, it's actually pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, they're skilled young ladies and veteran ladies, of course, and we like watching all ice hockey here in New Zealand. So get out and support those teams. Ice hockey will grow because of your continued support.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you've had a good weekend here with us, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Bryce Rouse, alongside Matt Whiffen. It's been a pleasure broadcasting this NZIHL action for you this weekend. And we'll do it all again next weekend in Christchurch and in Dunedin, as the two Auckland teams will go down south to try and get their seasons looking hot once again. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great evening.
Take care.